Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here. You there? That's why I do the show, because you're there. I try to inform you. I try to entertain you. Maybe educate you a little bit, you know? Give you a reason to watch this. I've been doing this a long time. Coming up on next year, it'll be 20 years of the City Show / Jersey City Show. That's a lot of years to be on the air. Next Tuesday, as I have here, next Tuesday, is Election Day. Got to make sure you get out and vote. Everything's up. The only thing, there's no federal seats up. Hold on, what am I saying? No, you got the congressional seats are up. The congressional seats are up. The primaries, no, wait a minute. No, they're not up yet. No, I'm confusing myself here. What you have is the state senators, the assembly, the county seats, county commissioners. You got some school boards in the state. You got some, for us, we got some minor, well, not minor. You got a municipal race in Kearney to fill the seat of Al Santos. He became a judge. He was the mayor of Kearney for about 20 years. Yeah, I think that's it. Now, next year, you got some seats coming up. I think on the next primary, you'll have all your congressional seats up. Early voting has already started. But you go, I'm not an early voting guy. I'm an election day guy. Go in there, always check the numbers, how many people voted to see what the turnout's going to be. I vote on Patterson Street up in the Heights, right off Central there at the Senior Center. Not into early. Yeah, there may be early voting. I don't know if it's really utilized that much. It costs us a ton of money. And now we're paying the people, I think it's $300 a day. And that comes out of your tax dollars. Do we really need early voting? We got the vote by mail. I think we can cut back on something. But make sure you vote. You got your ballots. Junior Maldonado sent you your ballots, our county clerk. Look at who's up. Figure out your game plan, your battle plan there. Figure out who you're going to vote for. Then get out and vote. It's important. You can't complain unless you're out there voting. You got to have your skin in the game, and that's your vote. So make sure you get out there and vote, and we'll see what happens next week. You can download the county clerk's app to follow the election. Hopefully Junior gets the results up in short order. That's the other thing with this early voting, a vote by mail. Is there an election night anymore? Our topics for today. Jersey City is now cracking down on scofflaws. If you have over $300 in outstanding tickets, you're going to get a boot. Not like the old days when we used to do FTAs. CarePoint Health. There was a big story on the financial stability of CarePoint. We'll talk about that and their future. And NJT, New Jersey Transit Funding. Mayor Fulop has proposed an idea if he becomes mayor. We're going to talk about that. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. You there? Don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen. Love us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Live stream, Vimeo. That's where we archive all our shows. I think that's it. If you need to get in touch with me, you got a problem, consumer issues. I just took care of a couple of consumer issues very recently. Those cameras give me a lot of power. The show does. So you got a consumer issue, you got something with the county or the city you have a problem with, get in touch with me. You have a problem with parking permits, you can get in touch with me. I'm working on some of those things now. Jersey, I said before, and you probably read it in the paper, Jersey City is going to crack down on scofflaws. If you owe over $300 in parking tickets, you're getting a boot. In the past, now for a while back in 2002, I was with the parking authority. I was their PR guy. I used to go to all the neighborhood meetings. And we would boot you if you had 3 FTAs, failure to appear notices, those little gray things you get from the court. What we're going to do now is you got $300 out, they're going to put a boot on you. Actually, crackdown kind of started a couple of 3 weeks ago. I've been involved with helping seniors and some teachers get their parking permits. We went online in Jersey City. It's the future. There are some drawbacks to that, and that's some of the things we got to work out. We should have did more instructions for the seniors, especially in teachers when it comes to eye permits. What happens a lot, some of the seniors are crossing guards I'm working with. They live in one part of the city, and they're a crossing guard in another part. So, like in the Heights, we're Zone 16. Well, that Zone 16 doesn't help you in a different part of the city where there's a different zone. Same thing with teachers. You have teachers who may live in the Heights and they're teaching in Greenville or vice versa. And we all know there's not enough parking in the schools anymore, especially since, we're putting trailers in the schoolyards. Even in the old days, teachers would park in the schoolyard. No more there. So they got to get permits. And one of the problems with the online is it doesn't address the problems with teachers, especially when it comes to the eye permits. The seniors are having issues. I've been talking to the director. We had a problem with one of the senior centers where they were being turned down for permits because there's a parking lot at the senior center. Yes, but not for all the seniors. So some of them have to get Zone 16 permits, but we got that handled. Our new director there is doing a pretty good job. We just got to handle the situation with our crossing guards for eye permits and zone permits and teachers, so we're working on that. There are some bumps in the road with the online. But the last 2 weeks, because I've been working with these seniors, and some of these seniors are getting hit with tickets because they don't have their permits yet. And they're getting hit with 2 or 3 tickets a day. That's some overzealous ticketing. When I was with the parking authority, and even after I left the parking authority and I would do battle for the people of Jersey City, one of the problems we used to have, especially living in the Heights when parking authority was there on Central, all those PEOs, parking enforcement officers, would come back, and some of them would drop a lot of tickets on their way back, and that was always an issue. And I would have to get in touch with whoever the director was and try to get things settled down. That just because you're coming back from your route, start dropping tickets on everybody in the Heights. I think we have some overzealous ticketing going on right now, but right now there's a crackdown. Mayor Fulop and Director Shea and the director of the Jersey City Parking Enforcement, they're going to ticket you. If you don't have a permit and you're not supposed to be in that zone and you're parking there all day, you're going to get a ticket. We need to have enforcement so we can free up parking spaces. If you have a zone permit or an I permit and you're paying for that, when you come home from work, you would like to park. And there are cars there without permits, there's an issue there. They have to be moved. And the best way to do that is to give a ticket. The best way to create parking is to do parking enforcement. Now, there's supposedly some problems with the LPRs, the license plate readers, since we went online. That is a possibility. And like I said, I don't have a problem with cracking down on parking, and we all want parking enforcement. When I was the PR guy with the parking authority, I would go to all the neighborhood meetings. For the first 10 minutes, they would beat me up about tickets. They got tickets. Then the rest of that meeting, they would ask me about more enforcement. And I'm not kidding you. I would get beat up in the beginning, and then after that, we want more enforcement. We're going to get enforcement at this hour. There was no enforcement after 10 o'clock. That was the problem in the old days. We want enforcement. You want enforcement. And not only does it create parking spots for you to park when you come home, it helps with your tax bill. The more revenue that's created from parking, the better off it is. And revenue has been down. And I'm sure somebody at City Hall took notice of that. So the crackdown has started. And you want enforcement, but you don't want tickets when you drop on your car. If you park illegally, you're going to get a ticket. Even in the heights, I've argued for a long time, parking too close to the corners, heights parking, it is very hard. So we're going to start giving you tickets if you park too close to the intersection. You're within 10 foot of a fire hydrant. I think we're going extremes there, but that's what enforcement is all about. If you have a problem obtaining a parking permit for a zone, whatever zone it is, or an I permit, and you're not getting the satisfaction from the Jersey City parking enforcement, reach out to me, send me an email, you see it there on the screen, and I'll talk to the director, and he's been very helpful so far, and I talk to Mayor Fulop all the time. If there's an issue, I can bring it to Mayor Fulop, and he'll get it taken care of. And the other thing, we got to come up with kind of some system where there's no more physical permits on the windshield or the back window. You don't know who should be parking in your neighborhood. And in the old days, we've seen something. We would go on the what's the word on the street app, and we would be able to contact the Jersey City Parking Enforcement to find out if that car should be there. Since there's no permits no longer in the window, that's kind of difficult. So it is imperative that we get the license plate readers going. So we make sure in your neighborhood, people parking there are the people who are from your neighborhood who should be parking there, not anybody else. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back, City Show. Remember, if you have a problem with permits and you don't believe you're getting the proper satisfaction, reach out for me, email me, and I'll see what I can do. I'm pretty good at that stuff. CarePoint Hospitals. It is imperative our hospitals are all successful, because we're going to need them at some point. Even if it isn't for an emergency, it's for diagnostic testing, their clinics, services, whatever the case is. Now, CarePoint has had a recent history of financial problems. The hospitals were almost sold. There was bankruptcies in Hoboken. There was the whole history of problem. CarePoint has switched to a not-for-profit, which is a good move on their point. But still, you got to have money. You really can't be a not-for-profit unless you're making a profit, because you got to pay your bills, you got to pay your doctors, you got to pay your insurances. All of that has to be paid. So there are questions about the state has about the financial solvency of CarePoint Hospital, and that's a legitimate question. But we need to give this new entity of CarePoint time to grow. There's going to be some growing pains. This new entity has pretty much saved the hospital chain. There were battles with Hudson Regional was talking about buying the properties. There was lawsuits all over the place, accreditation, but all that's been settled. Kudos to Mayor Davis in Bayonne, Mayor Fulop in Jersey City. They cut through a lot of that, and they spoke on behalf of CarePoint getting the not-for-profit status and the accreditation and all. Now the thing is, we got to make sure these hospitals are successful. You want medical options. I'm a big Jersey City Medical Center guy. I think it's a great hospital. It's a growing hospital. Every time I go down, it has something new. But you want choices. You don't just want one medical entity calling the shots in the city. So I believe CarePoint needs to survive. How do we make these three hospitals survive? It's going to take teamwork. It's going to take each one of the municipalities, that being Hoboken with Hoboken University Hospital, Jersey City with Christ Hospital, and Bayonne with Bayonne Hospital. All three of these municipalities have to get involved. The County of Hudson has to get involved. I spoke about this in the past. We need to be able to do as much business, each one of these three municipalities and the county, as possible with these hospitals. Possible or within reason, but we all have to work in a partnership. The County of Hudson should be involved, but I'll get into that a little further. With these three hospitals, we've got to look at the possibility of hospitals doing health screenings, working with all the health departments in the three municipalities, employment testing, senior and children's services, school medical service. There's a lot of kids that could use medical attention. See a doctor. They all see doctors often enough? Probably not. Registered nurses? Probably not. These are all the things we can do. Our senior and community centers could also act as clinics. We can have CarePoint operate clinical services at these senior centers and community centers, making sure our seniors, they get tested, our children are tested, eye exams, all that kind of stuff. The county needs to partner with CarePoint, the three hospitals, and the county had the county-run hospital in Secaucus, Meadowview Psychiatric Hospital. Those three hospitals in Meadowview should be combined, and the county having a prominent role on the board of CarePoint. I know some of the municipalities have seats there, but the county should have a prominent role there. And it would help the people of Hudson County if we had the hospitals, CarePoint, overseeing our psychiatric hospital. And you've heard the stories in Jersey City where we're looking at a mental health task force. Well, maybe that's something we can look at down the road here for a mental health task force countywide when we involve the county with these three hospitals. I think that's a win-win-win. Again, it'll take all three municipalities to make sure these three hospitals are successful. Again, they're not returning big buck profits here, but they got to be able to carry their expenses, cover their expenses. They got to be able to hire the best possible medical professionals. They got to be able to have an honest contracts, wage contracts, and employment contract with the nurses and the doctors. And it's behooved on all of us to make sure these three hospitals are successful. And it's going to take a lot. It's going to take those municipalities. There are a lot of medical services that are needed. Like when I said, with the schools and the seniors and the children, we have these three hospitals. We have our community centers, we have our senior centers. We can set up like once or twice a month, have testing down there. There is a lot we can do. And like I said, with the mental health aspect, and that's becoming a big thing, there is a psychiatric hospital. I know Bayonne Hospital has and Hoboken, and I think even Christ, but I know Hoboken and Bayonne have behavioral departments there. So you could put all these hospitals together with the professional management. It could work. You can split out the expenses over the four hospitals. Again, the county has a prominent seat there. All the municipalities have prominent seats. And one other thing, statewide, there's a problem with our whole medical configuration. When we have private practices, physicians that can't make it in the private sector because there's so many regulations, so many insurances formed, so much with insurance reimbursement, so much malpractice, that they sell out to these larger medical organizations. There's the problem when we have physicians who can't make it. We have hospitals that have financial problems. And listen, CarePoint aren't the only ones having financial problems. There's a lot of financial problems hospital-wide. There's an issue when the insurance companies, the health insurance companies, are making buku bucks, billions of dollars of profit, and we got doctors, hospitals that are suffering. There's a problem there. But right now, we got to settle and handle what we have here locally with CarePoint, and everybody has to be on board. It's going to be a team effort to make these hospitals successful. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back, City Show. Going to take a team effort to get all 3 of those hospitals on stable financial ground. It's going to take the municipalities, it's going to take the county, it's going to take the school board, all of them working in conjunction to make this work, including the CarePoint management. For that matter, we're rebooting our Hudson Health program, and CarePoint's invited to participate. Jersey City Medical Center, I believe, is participating. We got some private physicians participating in it. So we'll get more and more info, and you'll see what these hospitals can do. You know, it's the tagline of the show. Doctors you watch today, doctors you can see today. You'll be able to get a look into the operations of all these hospitals and what they can do, and there's so much they can do, especially when it comes to the Jersey City Medical Center. It's limitless what they can do there. Mayor Fulop, our guy, Mayor Fulop, is proposing, if he is the governor, proposing extending the corporate business tax. It is set to expire the end of this year. And the question has been proposed to a lot of the people in Trenton, our elected leaders. Would you be in favor of extending that taxes? Yeah, sure. Well, most Democratic elected officials, well, yeah, sure. Wow, what a surprise. I'm in small business here. I'm in private sector. New Jersey has the worst business climate of any state in the United States. We're the worst nationwide. There is regulation and taxes. You gotta give small business, and any business for that matter, even huge business, a break. And this is one of the breaks. Give us some extra money every month that we can reinvest in our companies, and we can reinvest in our personnel and our equipment. Stop grabbing it all. This was a short-term tax to stay that way. Just because it was there doesn't mean it has to be there forever. Now, besides helping business aspect, I question what Mayor Fuller wants to do is enforce this the corporate business tax to use that money for New Jersey Transit. And outside of the small business or any business aspect of trying to help them, I question giving New Jersey Transit any money. There is no worse run state operation than New Jersey Transit. And it's deplorable. And it interacts with the public. Not a lot of the public, by the way. About 20% of New Jerseyans use public transit. And it's pretty much in the urban areas. As you get further down south, there's a lot of farmland, there's a lot of spacing out there. New Jersey Transit is a red ink cesspool. They have zero respect for your tax dollars, and it is your tax dollars that is funding them. They are funded to the tune of 74% of their budget is funded by the state, you. 26%, I assume, is the fare. And what the constant talk is, we need to find a consistent funding for New Jersey Transit. I thought the fare might be it, but obviously the fare isn't a consistent funding. And the 74% subsidy of their budget by the state of New Jersey, isn't consistent, I don't know what else we can have here. What else do you need? Your budget is subsidized by the taxpayers of Jersey 74%, and you charge a fare. The fare doesn't pick up the other 26%. See, hence the problem here. I wouldn't give them a dime until they can prove to us what they're doing with the money they have now. It is every day we hear about the terrible service. Trains are late, trains aren't working, the buses are in a state of disrepair, the windows don't work, the seats are ripped, they're broken down on the side, light rail has its issues. There is no form of transportation that New Jersey Transit manages that runs well. Why? And listen, I've known Mayor Fulop for the last 20-some-odd years. We agree, we don't agree. I'm married 45 years to my wife. We agree, we don't always agree. Same thing here. I don't agree with Mayor Fulop's philosophy that all transit in New Jersey should be state-run. I'm a private sector guy. I know private sector is the answer. The reason we lost private sector bus companies and transport and any kind of private sector transit is because of New Jersey Transit. Those buses, we used, as I said before, in Jersey City, every main street in Jersey City had their own bus routes, whether it was Bergen Avenue, Montgomery Street, Central Avenue, Garfield Avenue, Kennedy Boulevard. They all had their own bus route. They're all different color buses. They're all managed by a different entity. For a while, Public Service even ran buses. They're all gone. And that happened really accelerated over the last 10 years or so. And that's because New Jersey Transit. They have zero respect for money, so that they could run out these private sector companies because private sector, they're dependent upon that fare. New Jersey Transit, they just reach into your pocket. So before we give them a dime, we got to know where our dimes are already being spent. And if anybody thinks present management in New Jersey Transit can run this operation, you're kidding yourself. You need a major overhaul. You need to bring in private sector people. At least bring in private sector people with private sector mentalities to run this system efficiently and not have it to the point where it's almost 100%. Why even have fares? At this point, you got a question. If almost 75% of the budget is subsidized by tax dollars, why the hell? Why don't we just go the rest of the way? And I want you to remember, that budget, that 74%, is funded by everybody in the state of New Jersey. Approximately 20% of the New Jerseyans use public transit. So 100% of the residents of New Jersey are paying for that budget, that 74% of that subsidy. But only 20% are using it. That doesn't sound fair to me. And it shouldn't to you either. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Don't forget to vote. Good night.